while I'm sitting here, let's talk about why the theory of Egyptian living. They lived on the East Bank because that is where the sun rose, day began, life begins. On the West Bank is where the sun goes down. They never refer to it as death, but that's where you ascend, you fly to heaven. So you never, ever, in ancient times, everybody lived on the east bank of the Nile. Everyone. So that's basically why they were embalmed, so they could fly to heaven and then return when Ra, the sun god, rose again with all their belongings and have eternal life. This is part of the new Grand Museum way out there in the haze, which will not open to the end of the year, they hope.
They have inside this museum 3 labs for restoring the mummies, stars of Orion, each one behind the other. Orion constellation. Look at the facade now. Could you see the facade, how it looks like pyramid shape?
Yes.
Could you see it? It's more than 50,000 square feet.
More than 50,000
It's going to be the largest museum on the planet.
It's going to COVID delay the construction by 2 years.
Could you see how they have the Great Pyramid? Could you see the banana? Could you see the banana on the ground? Could you see the banana on the ground?
Yes, right there.
That tag name is in Arabic called Aziziyya. The word means Aziziyya. Who was Aziz Misr? Who was Prince of Egypt? Prophet Joseph. This is his village. I swear to God, this is his village.
And this is where Potiphar's castle was?
All the castle, yeah, the remains of the castle inside that village. Land of Prince of Egypt. Who was Prince of Egypt?
Joseph. Aziza village.
Okay.
That's what Syed said.
Aziz, we never have the word of the title of the king in ancient Egypt called Pharaoh. Pharaoh. We know that. What does it mean? King of Egypt. But when Prophet Joseph came to Egypt, they start to use that word, that title, Prince of Egypt. Story. Joseph explained to the king of Egypt that Egypt will have 7 good years with flood, and then the other 7 years coming after this, no flooding. I mean, less water, and the Egyptians will starve. Everybody will die. So the king of Egypt was panicked. What shall we do? Joseph said, we have to prepare, we have to save, we have to store half of our food every good 7 years, every year of the good 7 years. We have to keep it and store it in somewhere with very heavy guarded places. Not allow anybody to touch this food.
Tower.
Yeah,
they raise pigeons.
Then they like fly at you. And
From family to family, from mouth to mouth, from generation to generation, that here where we have that tree, they had a prison for the whole area, and we have that some kind of document, we call it the Coptic manuscript, telling us about Joseph when he was here in that area exactly. Right. So he was here in the prison in the beginning of this year.
Wow.
In the beginning of this year.
You know, I think I read about that.
So,
yes, Saqqara
so those are all the new tombs. Right. It was all covered like this.
Okay, I am from Saqqara.
At least 90% is still
friend.
under sand.
I work with him. I mean, the ancient Egyptians, what language they speak? Egyptian. And that Egyptian language divided into 4 alphabets. First one is called hieroglyphic. Second one called demotics. Third one called hieratic. Fourth one called Coptic. I didn't say hieroglyphic language. It's wrong. If you hear anyone said hieroglyphic language, he's not Egyptologist. Because the ancient Egyptian language consists of 4 way of scripts. This is Ra, and this is Met.
Pyramid.
Thank you. Means house of Ra. Ra, sun god. Met is a verb, means fly to Ra's house.
To heaven, fly to heaven.
Okay. When they died, they put the mummy of the king inside that place, and they thought his soul fly to Ra's house. So they call it Pyramid. When the Greeks came to Egypt, they found it difficult to pronounce it. Pyramid, they call it Pyramido.
Zoser, second king of the third dynasty, around 2650 to 2575 BC of ancient Egypt, undertook the construction of the earliest important stone building in Egypt. His reign was marked by great technological innovation in the use of stone architecture. He erected a funerary complex at Saqqara. This innovative structure was a departure from traditional use of mud bricks along with stone. The greatest advance, however, was a complete alteration of the shape of the monument from a flat-topped rectangular structure known as a mastaba to a six-stepped pyramid. With the help of architect Imhotep, the underground element is a tangle of tunnels, shafts, and chambers. The blocks are perfectly fit together, each limestone block. You can't even get a little ticket or something through it. It's just Imhotep, the genius architect of the time, designed it that way. And this is one of those sites that you have to be at to get the scope. You just have to be here. You can't tell from documentaries. You have to stand here and be so present when you're talking about 5,000 Assyria. When it started out, when Imhotep was building the pyramid, the mastaba really, for King Zoser to be buried, it was just one level. And they both looked at it and thought, I don't know about this. So they put another level on and thought, well, it looks a little better, and so on, until they had 6 levels.
It fascinates me. It is one of the oldest, most ancient structures, right? Yeah, here.
ما تطلع علينا الناس. هم طالعين وانا داخل عشان انت اسمك ايه؟ يلا طلع لنا first step, under the first step.
The first step.
And then we will walk inside this tunnel
before Christ,
for
2,000 years before.
about 40 meters till we reach to the point of the deep shaft. On the deep shaft we have a class. We will look from the top. That deep shaft, 40 meters deep. By the way, this is original. This is original. Those iron made in America, specifically.
These aren't original?
For the
But
after the ceiling collapse, the British and the English came up with putting airbags inside to support it while they supported everything.
No, this is the boxing. This is from America.
This is probably Elmer's glue or Gorilla Glue.
Exactly, it's from America. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the oldest pyramid in the history of Egypt.
The Egyptians quarried out more than 3.5 miles of shafts, tunnels, chambers, galleries, and magazines, which connect 400 rooms.
Okay, I'm waiting.
But look at this. This is yes, 208. Look, I would like to show you the tunnel. Could you see? This is a burial chamber, right? Mm-hmm. Could you see here? Could you see there is an entrance? There is one here too. One in that side. One under me. One in that side. So each corner has tunnel. Could you see it? Mm-hmm. If we follow these tunnels, we spend down there about 3 hours. And me and the police, we try to get them out because everybody would like to stay. No, guys, finish 3 hours. No air condition here. Let's go. Everybody amazed. Everybody's like, leave me alone, please. It's amazing.
Little tomb here.